sorry, my video is cut off. So yeah, so I will just quickly explain this cancel. So I hope you understood the cancel part, but I will quickly talk about the cancel part now. So when the user select cancel, oh sorry, not the payment mode here, I've done cancel. So SpeedX. So yeah, so when the user select SpeedX, so what will happen, from the drop down menu there's no color change, but the delivery cost turn into 18 value, and it will be locked, so the user cannot edit that. This one, this is not a compulsory. This is we can keep this as a this rule as a not necessary, but if you can have that, it's good. What that means, so when the user select here SpeedX, so obviously this is important rule that turn into 18 dirham value, and if we locked, but this should automatically select here. So when that automatically select here, obviously that's going to be turned into 0, as we discussed earlier. When this select account, it's going to be 0. But if you can't have that link, that's fine. So when the user select account, it's going to be 0. And if in case if the user select cash, obviously this value equal, this value going to be equal, because this is the cash has a rule, so therefore it's going to happen that. But anyway, so what that means, SpeedX, when you select SpeedX, this is going to be reflecting here. But if you can't link that to account, which is rules that we discuss here, I've divided rules into 3 sections. This is the major rule one, and this one actually, this is the major rules. It's going to have like reflecting the numbers, but this one it's just a changing color and affecting the delivery cost and not linking with anything. So this is the only thing it's this is the only thing will be a little bit a challenge, like if you think of linking. But if you can't do that, that's fine, leave it, so the user can manually select that as an account, and then once that select account, obviously like before, it will turn into 0. Now when you select other, there's no color change, and then there's no rules. So moving into the other section, which is purchase shop, so which is this column. So we discussed this one, and this one. So these are drop down menus. Obviously when you have drop down menus, as you can see, if I select on cancelled, it's changed the color. So that's what we discussed here. Like according to the rule, that won't change the color. Now here, so this is the section that we're discussing now. So anything else, there's no rules except this one. So when if you select in stock, so the purchase price will turn into 0 and should be locked. So what that means, so when you select this bit as stock, the purchase price will go locked, so the user cannot edit, because in stock, which means we already have in stock, so user cannot add any price to this one, as I said, to avoid mistakes. So if you allow this to have enter any editable, if you can edit, if you can enter value for anything like that, then it's actually going to affect the whole reporting system. So from the beginning, if you can set these rules up, everything will be bug free. It will be like reports will be clean and easy. Yeah, so that's the most hardest thing, the hardest part, which is this bit. It's as I said, add new, and then having these buttons, and then editability, and these formulas and rerules, and then color changing. So this is the most hardest thing on this section, the daily transaction section. The other one is straightforward. Here I'm going to show you well, I have explained that. I'm just about to show you this closing balance actually going to reflect with the next day. So I showed you that. So there are the expenses. Obviously these are now very easy section. So column A should be automatically generated, which is this one, automatically generated by the number sequence. D, B, D, E, obviously these are editable information, so the user can edit those, and other data entered by role by the user, and then the same thing like the saving part. So then has to verify, and then the column C has a drop down menu. Obviously that drop down menu can be edited by the administrator, and as you can see, this one has day by day. So like this one has day by day, first, second, third, like that. And this one we prefer to have first of the month, the first month till the year, so will be 12 of them, May, June, like that, like this one. So May, June, and then July, like that, will appear in one page. Again, if it's hard and if you think it's going to affecting the loading speed or so and so forth, we can divide into 6, like 6 months here, one page, and another page, the remaining 6 months. So that's the expense. There's no rules or anything like that. The monthly view, so I have explained monthly view here. Again, a number of days work, so this number we'll get from the database. I was thinking a way of getting at, we can calculate how many blocks the user created for the month. So for that particular month we can calculate how many blocks, so each block belongs to a date. So I mean, this is what I think as a logic, but if you have another way of doing that, that's fine. So what this means, number of days work, so we need to get that number, and that's how we calculate salaries for the salesperson. So total orders, again, a sum of all orders. This can be calculated by the daily successful orders. This should exclude the cancel orders. So I was thinking having successful order here, like as you can see we have it's actually 5 should be, because it's RMA and this is cancel. So these are successful orders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 orders. We can get that every day, like this is 5 orders for the day, and this is 4 orders here. So that way for these 2 days we have 9 successful orders. So this one has 9 successful orders. So we can get that from displaying every day 5 orders here, like, or we can have another column here, another row saying successful order and then appear here. But if you think it's complicated, keep it here, the number. So when the user select cash, that will be a successful, credit card will be successful, account will be successful, and when user select RMA, obviously it's not a successful order, and if you say cancel, it's going to be a cancel order, so it will not count. So here monthly view, when you come to monthly view, sum of all orders, so it's sum of, because we are talking about the entire month, and this is just a day. So this is 1st of May, and this is 2nd of May. So we have to calculate all of them for the entire month. So that's why I say sum of all the orders, so the total of the all orders. This can be calculated by daily successful order. This should be calculated, exclude the cancel order, so that makes sense. Exclude cancel orders, cancelled, and RMA orders, and total cancelled orders. Obviously this is a cancel order. This can calculate how many orders. So this one, it's actually when you assign an order to a group like this one. So for example, this order is assigned to group of cancel, right? So we should be able to pull how many canceled, like how many entries has registered with this cancel. For example, if I select cancel 2 times, the software should be able to verify there are 2 entries or 2 orders that belongs to cancel. So when the user select here, I call it like grouping. So this is like grouping to individual values, or this you can call it this as a value or a group or anything like that. So when you assign this into a group, you should be able to sort the data or find how many entries that belong that belongs to this group. I'm sure technically yesterday we discussed how to do this, but I'm just trying to help like bring in some ideas or something like that. But I'm sure you're more advanced than my logic here in terms of how to get that. I'm just trying to give you full information, right? This is the sum of the total. So here what that means, the total sale, it's actually going to be the month. So this data will come from calculating the summing up, so totaling this one and this one day by day. So this is the total sale day by day. So if you want to calculate for the month, this one and this one, and let's say the 3rd of May, and then so on and so forth, is going to calculate the entire month, and it's going to appear there. So that's why I said. And then extra expense, obviously. So this data will reflect directly from other expenses table. It will take data from so what that means, what you see here is actually the exact data that the user enter here. So the only thing is it just appear only these 2. So expense description and amount. So everything, the expense description, yes, we can have this one instead of like that. So whatever the description here, it's going to pull out from the from this database. So the expense description and the amount. So this 2 is going to pull out from this database and going to view here. And obviously this actually going to be we can either have a calculation here, or we can pull out this total. Is actually from here we can pull out there. That's up to you. And the total purchase cost, again, here this is sum of all purchase price for the month. That actually will be getting from this one. So the purchase price, so if you look at typical a day, so this is the purchase price. So this is, as you said, the total sales. So this will be total purchase price. So that will be a total of every day this number. So we're going to add up all the numbers within the month, and then have a calculation there, have a number there. And again, it's a delivery cost, the same thing. So this number going to calculate the entire month for this number, or this one plus this one plus this one plus, like goes so and so forth. So that's that one. The net income is again the same thing. The net income is this number, so this number plus this number plus, so this is the 2nd of May, and then goes to 3rd, 4th, 5th, and so on and so forth. Payment for cash. So this is sum of all value that grouped label to cash for the month. Alright, what that means, as you remember, when a user assign this particular entry for this cash, which means this the value is going to register with this cash. So this this data, all the values like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, when this assigned to this one, we should be able to pick any data from this value. So that's what it's going to appear. So some of the the cash for the month. So so when you select a cash, so that's actually be coming from this one, cash for the month, how much cash received for this month. So this is the cash amount received. So so whatever the number that you hear, we have to sum all of them. So for example, if you look at this typical example, so the total for the cash will be this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So that will be for these 2 days, but again it will go third, fourth, and so on and so forth. So the total cash received for received for cash will be this two. So this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus like that, so and so forth. Remember I explained that yesterday, so it's the same thing. At the same way it goes to account. So user selecting account here, and then because it's a zero value here, we can get that from here. Okay, we can do it this way. So instead of we getting a cash receipt, we can pull out from sold price. So yeah, let's do that. That would be good. Otherwise you have to go back and forth. So like for cash we'll go here, and then credit cards will go here. So therefore we will stick to this one here. So when you select cash, the data will come from the sold price. So sold price, it's actually gonna get a sold price there. Yeah, so I'm just gonna quickly change that. The sum of all values, sum of all value, sum of all sold price value, sum of all sold price value. So it's going to be sold price value. So I hope you understand that. So it's a, you know, whatever belongs to this, like whatever like credit card. So if it's a account, so this actually entire database belongs to this one. So this number, we are going to get that number, and then adding up if you have another account here, and it's gonna get that from there. So pretty much. And moving on to here, yesterday you had a little bit confusion here. So you know, we discussed that, but I will explain here so you understand that. So delivered by Janet, obviously this is sum of all orders that group labeled to Janet. So again, here when you select Janet here, this actually that's going to count this as an order. So the validation you need to have when you pick off Janet, and if it's cash being like, so Janet select here and then cash here, in that case this actually successful order. In that case this will be count as a one order for him, and this is the delivery cost. So we're going to get data validate from here. So this is the value we're going to pick. So when you select Janet, so this money belongs to Janet, so that's the amount we're going to get it. So here Janet amount has changed, and instead of 25 it changed here 30. So that's what I here given as example how to calculate the delivery example. So 1st of May, as you can see, amount is 25, and then 30, and 2nd May like that, and then we're going to get that the total. So that's what here says, sum of all orders that grouped for Janet for the month. So that's the delivery here. So how many deliveries? So we can get verification from the data the user entered. So what that means, let me check the timing. What that means, it's going to verify how many orders that belongs to Janit, and then if it's cancelled, obviously it will not count here. If it's and then this amount is going to come from calculating, as I said here, calculating individual amounts that Janit has charged, or Janit has put it next to here. So like if you Janit select here, and then it's going to be 25. If like for example Imran select 25, so for the Imran belongs to this amount, just like that. So that's why I said here sum of all orders. So if it's a Imran, it's going to be for the Imran for the month. So this is this part, this number. How do you get this number? This number, the way you're going to get that number, all these numbers, the actual numbers, it's actually here. So for example, if you go to 1st of May, and then the system going to calculate, okay, this belongs to Janit 25, it's 1, and that's what here I have Janit. And then the next one belongs to Janit again. This one is this is actually it was 30 before. It was 30 before. Yeah, so this is 25, this is 30, and then here again we have 25, so it's going to be, so if you want to calculate that for the entire month, it goes like 6th, 7th, and so on and so forth. It will calculate and it will give the total of whatever the amount. So that's why I said here the next day and the number, the value, and that gonna appear here. Now yesterday you had the confusion on this one. So think about this section as just like a text. There's not even numbers, just like a text. So this section is for me to compare the actual price and the standard price. So just to compare. So this data I just should be able to edit, as I said yesterday. So this section I should be able to edit, and then it actually saves on the database, but then it's not going to reflect with any number. So if I added even 1 million, it's not going to happen. It's not going to reflect anything, and this number will not come from a database. This number will not come from any daily transactions or other expenses. This is like typically I just put any number I want, and it has to be a number, not a text. And here you just get whatever I type, and then you get the sum on the bottom. So if you have 6 rows, so whatever the total, whatever the number that I put, it's going to get the total on the below. So that's it. So that's what I mentioned here. So for this section I should be able to edit any value, so any number, and it should not reflect with anything. So the total deliveries, of course, is a simple logic here. It's actually calculating whatever is up here is going to be summing up here, and again summing up these things, and then moving on to opening balance. Opening balance is equal to previous month closing balance. What that means, so I'm just going to show you a monthly view. So this is the first this is the month of May. Closing balance for the month of May is, let's say, 2,000. This amount, it's going to so this is going to be June. It's going to be June, and then obviously the June, this closing balance, like exactly like the daily transaction, like this going to reflect here, same way. So what will happen, this number going to appear the opening balance. So every month it goes like that. So whatever the closing balance on the previous month is going to reflect here. So that's what I've mentioned here. and then cash on hand. So what that means is that this is the sum of cash on hand for the month. So again, it's the same thing, cash on hand. So the total of this one, cash on hand. So this is the 1st of May, and then this is the 2nd of May. It's going to calculate that and then show as a total cash on hand. So cash on hand, this total will come from every day, the total of every day cash on hand. Okay, money deposit. So this is another section like we discussed yesterday. Wow, it's 25 minutes. So this section is again like we discussed yesterday. This value enter can be only admin manually and reflect with the closing balance. So if you when you add this so this is the editable section where I can edit any number, and then it's not going to reflect any of this here. It's only going to reflect the final closing balance. The formula I put it below, and then I should be able to save it, and then it's going to save entire section in the database. These are all views, and these are like data entered to this viewing section, and this one also. Everything else is just calculate automatically and then appearing from the database. Again, the closing balance, I put the formula here, so you can see the formula there also. And so this is the monthly views. I'm quickly going to reports. Reports is straightforward, like I said yesterday. It's simple. It should be a number, so based on the selected, I'm not going to read this, I'm sure you can understand. I have explained that yesterday. So it's simple here. Report, so when you select anything, it's going to get a value only, so it's not like a detailed report or anything. As you said yesterday, it's a bit difficult. So the conclusion is we just come up with a number, like a small value. So when you click and generate report, it's going to be like a number or value. So that's it. Obviously other reporting, I'll just take this away, we don't need that. And this I have written everything there, so it's including a formulas for each and every them. The time is really flying. And this is a CSV for daily and CSV for expenses. So this part is this part actually valuable. After speaking to my business partner in Dubai, it's actually we need to get this. So I'm sure once we build this, so this is the template. Should be able to import this template, and then it's going to reflect the all. So for example, as I said yesterday, so let's say we are going to create, like for example, right now it's going to be June, and if we have upload this import the previous details in a right order, like in a right CSV file, once we import to the database, it should generate all the colors and rules, and it should appear these summaries, and as well as the monthly views and everything. So what will happen, it will be like, so as soon as I upload, let's say for example, daily expenses from January, for the month of January, and expenses for this month of January, and so on and so forth, it will appear instead of May, it will appear January here, 2016. So whatever the data we're gonna import, it should appear like exactly like we just did it, like manually. So right now, once you build and hand over the system, the user will be editing one by one. So the import section, what we can do, we just put all the data in Excel sheet, CSV, should be able to upload, and then should be able to get a similar view like this with all the colors and rules and everything in place, as well as the monthly views, and also it's going to reflect the reporting and everything. So I think importing part is it's very important. As you said, it's yesterday, it's possible to do it, which is I'm hoping that we can do that. So that's going to create the previous information in one place. So I have put everything there. Sorry for the late, and so this is the only place that we need to pay bit attention here because of the rules and